Who came with you?
No, you can introduce him.
I want to introduce him.
He's your brother now.
He's my brother. That's why I want to introduce him.
I brought him to meet you because he's introducing you.
Achika, blueprints experience.
Now many stories. When we were growing up in Ghana, when you grind, I can play with him, he can play with me. He's a great man and is currently one of the members of the Elders Council in Ghana. Chief. So at this juncture, I think I will give room for our guest to tell us why we are here. Thank you, sir. Okay, sorry, everybody knows me.
Give me that play now.
Hello. Hello. My dear colleagues, friends and associates, I think it's like a homecoming for me because for 4 good years we interacted between 2012 and 2016. And so it's good to see familiar faces that helped to simplify my task as Special Advisor Media and finally as Commissioner for Information between 2012 and 2016. I want to say very big thank you. Well, my name is Kassim Afegbua, like you all know. I deem it fit and necessary to come interact with my colleagues to intimate them of my ambition to contest for the #1 seat of Edo State. I'll just give a brief rundown before I read to you my letter which I have been given to stakeholders and opinion leaders of why it has become necessary and expedient for me to join the race. Well, state, as you all know, and seeing the kind of infrastructural decay that stares me in the face, I have no other option than to throw my heart in the ring. I came back this morning from Okwila, where I come from. Traveling that road from Okwila to Benin, Okwila, Irekwe, Samboguda Ora to Auchi. I felt so pain that Edo State now has a story in rocks and decay. And I was just playing my mind back that 2016 before we left, you could drive smoothly from here to Auchi, 1 hour 30 minutes maximum. Today I spent 4 hours 30 minutes making that journey. And when I reconcile that with the kind of narratives that have been going around, that it's federal government road, it's late, even people, government erecting signposts to say this is federal government road. What has happened to those roads that are state government road? Like the UN Sabuda road. What has happened to it? Even if you say it's federal government road, the monies that were paid to Edo State as a reform of the intervention of Adams while he was in government, when he did federal roads in Edo State, amounting to 18 billion that was funded to the state government. Where have they applied that money? So there are quite a number of competing issues begging for attention of any serious-minded, humane, and hearty leaders who understand the pains of the ordinary person. There are so many issues that we need to contend with. And for me, this is the best time to take up the gauntlet and challenge the leadership status quo, as it were, of the PDP in the state and also for leadership. Reason being that I am eminently qualified, number one. I have capacity to transform the state, to turn things around. I was part of the health sector, education sector. I remember the Red Roof Revolution. And as I'm even coming from physical development or even human capital development of the experience to engage Edo people and unite so that collectively, for which has been on holiday, it's for the wrong reasons. Leadership squabbles, deputy quarreling with the governor, and so many other things. And so I want to bring the indulgence to use your platforms and your media to read this letter to fellow Edo citizens, men and women, young and old, who have a stake in the wellness and well-being of our state. And whatever we do as leaders in the interest, unity of the culture, and accord respect to those who have maintained a keen interest and have come to the unassailable conclusion of being able to pick momentum under these circumstances. The good tragedy has become one of tempers and anger. It is imperative at this time, therefore, that we start the process of healing through purposeful leadership that will birth a new lease of life for us. We cannot afford to be in a position where we have a federal government that is poised to renew our hope and take us to a place of deserves more than just a present interest. So please rally around in solidarity and support me in this great aspiration to govern the state, as it will go a long way to help me vanquish the peculiar currents and bends that such an enviable goal comes with. I feel more ready now that I have brought this to your notice and I'm taking steps to commence the journey. I count on you all and your unflinching and unflagging support to make this aspiration come to fruition. Please accept assurances of my highest regard. This letter was signed by Prince Kassim Afegbua as a gubernatorial aspirant under the auspices of the All Progressive Congress. Just to make the point that there is so much to be done in the state. We don't need to pretend about it. We can't drive around this. Why do we play politics with everything? Are we expecting federal agents to come and be blind our roads when our roads are bad? What stops the governor who has the interest of his people at heart from going to this state government is getting so much from one bank, from other places, talking about Edo Bears, some of our schools and shambles. Our school infrastructure has nothing to write on about. The staff strength, the teachers in secondary and primary schools, they are not to write on about. inadequate, insufficient, and all of that, and yet we still preach Edo best morning, Edo best afternoon, Edo best evening. For God's sake, I think it's about time we begin to interrogate all of these processes and also ask the relevant questions, because Edo has gotten so much money in the last 7 years, for which we are beginning to know that they are spending 925 million naira for bank charges, 625 million for eating within 3 months, 245 million for gas and all of that. These are just a tip of the iceberg. But when the campaigns proper start, we will be letting them know that they have badly governed and the story cannot continue this way. This is why I'm offering myself for leadership, and I'm prepared to brace all out to actualize my dream come 2024. Thank you very much for listening, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, sir. Couldn't have been better. While we talk, sir, 3 of our members, Mr. Mike, the vigilance of the Guardian Hospital, Ebalo Ibili, Mike. Ebalo Ibili, Akazura Hospital, and NG Solo, the Concord. Gentlemen, the first 3, I will begin. Thank you.
Very well, and your speech actually has made me hope. Governors want to become, when you come to office, rather than hit the ground running, your investigation, you will have a blueprint to be able to hit the ground running, to be able to address those knotty issues you just raised. I also know that you are a political activist, so that we will have a situation where we have found ourselves MOU that we have set. So please tell us how well we are prepared beyond what you have just told us. The economic implication that tomorrow it will be, oh, I didn't expect this was what I ought to have meant. Thank you.
Mr. Francis Onoru.
Ask to come to info the long line.
That will come. Call me Mr. Governor. Secondly, when the election is concluded, and by November 11, and when I'm to be sworn in, if by the special grace of God I'm elected governor, I can tell you for free that I will announce my cabinet right on the inauguration ground once I am delivering my inaugural address. Because between the time of election, September 18th, if I get it right, and September 21 and November, I will have sat down with my party leaders from all the 18 local governments to submit names of persons they feel qualified to serve in the cabinet. Instead of government did in the name of saving money and not wanting to recruit president, my first state cabinet meeting will be held on the day of my inauguration. Because Edo is begging for attention. I can't withstand the kind of roads I saw traveling across the state. And to answer the second question, I will start from roads. Mobility is key in any human existence. Mobility is very, very key. When you are driving from here to Ekoma in Edo Central, for example, and it's taking you 3 hours, how do you save time to even get yourself involved in other activities or to even meet up with the commitment you are going there for? How do we encourage our rural farmers to take their goods and services to urban centers where the demand for these goods and services are, to bring all these things to the city centers? Benin and other places. Road infrastructure of the